Hey peeps, welcome to the Crafty Witch UK. My name is Arietta and today I am going to be revisiting a craft I have previously tried when I did the Make It Mini unboxing. However, this time I'm going to be going the DIY route. I recently did an unboxing from BeeBeeCraft. I will link that up above, and in that video I unboxed these really great plastic miniatures of dessert bowls and glasses and cups, and I am now going to use those to have a go at creating something that is in the style of the Make It Miniverse miniatures, but at a fraction of the price. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to be finding my way with this one, so bear with me, and if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Even though I'm kind of winging it with this, I did have a vague idea of how I wanted to proceed, so I went and grabbed my collection of Fimo slices. These are fruits and vegetables and all sorts of other perhaps candy items. I also had some keyring fixings that I had already got from a previous kit, and of course my UV resin and my resin colorants. So I've selected my first victim, this large wine glass, and I'm now going to start by adding some clear UV resin. And then, keeping things simple, before the resin cures, I'm adding in a couple of fruit slices from my stash. I'm then curing the UV resin using the light from a UV torch. You could do this on a windowsill, but it will take longer. Or you could use one of the nail art UV lamps as well. Once it's cured, top off with a bit more resin, and then again you can add a few more slices of fruit. This ensures that they are floating within the layers of resin. I then add the jump ring from the end of the key ring into the very top of the resin and cure again. This ensures that the resin and fruit are cured and that the key ring fixing is cured within the resin as well, adding to its security and stability. And that's the first one done. My very first DIY Miniverse dupe miniature drink. I really enjoyed this and I can't wait to do some more. Let's try something with a little bit of colour this time. You do have to be careful when using UV resin and adding colour, as UV resin is only cured when light UV rays can reach all the way through it. So if you're using a lot of colour, you need to work in layers. For this experiment, I mixed together 1 drop of red resin colour and 1 drop of purple resin colour. I was trying to go for a red wine kind of shade. I mixed them together to sort of stain the inside of this plastic wine glass, and then poured out the excess so that I was just left with the colour around the outside of the glass. Add clear resin, being careful not to overfill the glass, and then realizing that the resin had picked up a lot of the colour, I decided to stir it up, and it created this really nice colour that I think is quite believable as a grape-based drink. To get a slightly tidier and more professional finish, I just tidied up the rim of the glass using a cotton swab, just to ensure that the drink did sit below the top of the glass. I then once again set it aside with the UV torch so that it could cure. Because it was coloured resin, I did make sure to cure it from all sides, just to be on the safe side. For this one, I decided to go with a layered dessert, and I'm going to use acrylic paint pens. These are essentially Poscas, but they're off-brand. paint markers to colour the inside of the dessert cup and then add the resin inside. This was a really simple and effective way of building what looked like a layered dessert without having to work on separate layers individually. So I just coloured in some chocolate and some strawberry and some vanilla and then added the resin on the inside. I then ended up adding a little bit more resin on top and colouring it with a single drop of white resin pigment, mixing that up, and it created the kind of cream on top of the dessert. I hit that with some UV to cure it, but I still wasn't happy with the finished product. I did have a small pink cabochon that I had previously made, so I added that to the top just to give a little bit of height to the resin and give it that sort of domed finished appearance. And finally, I topped the whole thing off with a berry that I have left over from a previous Miniverse kit. For my final creation in this set, I unfortunately don't have the creation footage, but I do have this footage of me curing the sort of sangria glass that I made. I had tiny ice cubes left over from a previous Miniverse kit. I then added the remaining berries, some fruit slices, and a lightly purple shaded resin to create this kind of a sangria drink, and I like how it came out. And here you can see all 4 of the creations that I made. I decided to make 2 as key rings and the other 2 as miniatures, which I will probably turn into cover minders. Obviously there are plenty more blanks, if you like, for me to work on in the future. And if you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more progress working with these items, then do let me know. Thank you once again to BeeBeeCraft for sending these items for me to test and to showcase for you all. Big thanks to my Patreons. Please do go and check out the Patreon if you would like. And in the meantime, please do remember to like, share, subscribe. All of that costs nothing and really does help support this channel. Thank you once again, and until next time, stay crafty.